Hi English 1022 students, I'm here to welcome you to Module 3 and go through the weekly schedule as I usually do. We have a really busy week this week, lots of learning, lots of writing. Before I go through the weekly schedule, as I usually do, just to kind of remind you about what the assignments are doing, how they're helping you to learn the learning outcomes of the course, as well as complete the writing process for the rhetorical analysis, I want to show you a change, you all. I am in our course. I'm in 501, 503 students. They're the exact same shell with just the different numbers at the top. So I'm going to discussions, and I want to show you all that I am delaying the workshop for the rhetorical analysis by 1 week. I think I was a little bit ahead of schedule in the syllabus. So those of you who I emailed last week, about the workshop, if you're a writer, you have a little bit more time to write your rough draft and to revise your rough draft. Please remember, you all, if you scroll down the table of contents and go to workshop information, I gave you all that welcome message, the boxes that you had to dismiss to get rid of it. I gave that to you this week so you know what workshop you're doing. So if you're in section 501, you see your name here. If you're in section 503, let's see if it lets me get to 503. Your name is also on the workshop page under workshop 1. I'm delaying, postponing, whatever word you want to use, the workshop until a week from Tuesday. So writers, you won't be posting your draft until September 13th. So if that gives you more time to do your draft, fantastic. That gives you more time to meet with me, excuse me, about, going the wrong way. Meet with me about your draft, fantastic. Do that, make a check-in meeting with me. And so here are the names for section 503. Okay, so just postponing it a week, y'all, because I got a little ahead of myself, and there's some things happening this week during Module 3 that I think those writers would benefit from. So we're going to just postpone it by 1 week. No big deal. Gives you some more time. Excuse me, I have a tickle, but I think I just got it. All right, so let's go to the weekly schedule. When you go into the content page, which I think it won't let me in right now because I am logged in as a student, so this is what you see, but as an instructor I have it all set up for you. So when you log in to Module 3, you'll see the weekly schedules near the top, and this video that you're watching now is also near the top. Want to remind you all that I know online learning is tough. I heard from one student this week who was registered for one of my online sections, and this student said, hey, thank you so much for your time and for working with me, but I've realized that online learning is not for me. And one of the reasons students have this discovery is because, there's so much reading, right? You're reading so much more than if you were coming to a campus class and I was taking you through some of the activities you're doing in the discussion board in class. And you're watching videos and reading, and so there's a lot to read. So make sure you have enough time to process all of that. And the reason I have this weekly schedule here is so that you can do a little bit at a time. Instead of just going into the Module 3 and seeing all this stuff and going, oh, there's so much to do, right? I'm breaking it up over 3 days. And so like if you're going to do this, check this out. Day 1 would be 10, 20, checking for, this is probably going to be 5 minutes, so 25, looking at a PDF, so that might take a half an hour. That's about an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes worth of work for 1 day. And there was a question on one of the D2L Shell online courses questions page from the first week where a student said, hey, how many weeks should I expect? If you're taking a campus course, you should expect 9 hours of work. That's 3 hours of in-class work and then 2 hours per credit. So that's 6 hours of homework. That's 9 hours. So in an online class, you should also be expecting 9 hours with some adjustment because you're reading so much more. You might be a quick reader. You might need more time to read. So I'm not really sure how long it all takes for you all, but keep that in mind, that online is not an easier class because it's convenient and you can kind of do your work anywhere you want. It actually is, I know I've taught online for over 17 years of the 25 I've been teaching, that it is more work. It's more work for me as a teacher too. So keep all of that in mind and use this weekly schedule. I don't make this video just for the heck of it because I feel like making the video, trying to be helpful to you and remind you of some things that will help you through this online class. So what's happening day one? Y'all check for your discussion board and journal grades by Wednesday of this week. I'll probably do the journals first since you're kind of pre-writing and preparing for your Essay 1 rough draft, which you'll be working on during Module 3. So check for those by Wednesday. I'm going to be looking at your work with the Christoph Fleeing to the Mountains essay that you did on the discussion board and posting an audio track to give you all some kudos for some good work. I saw some good work happening there, but I want to kind of compile all the information that you all put into the discussion board and create a handout for you and then go over that handout. So that'll probably take me until later in the day on Tuesday. You're going to watch a couple of video lectures from me on day one. The first one is on an essay template. It really reviews academic essay writing and the rhetorical analysis, how you should write a rhetorical analysis in an inductive and in a deductive analytical argument. So that's going to be about 13 minutes. It went a little over 10 minutes. And the second video is where I talked to you about schemes, tropes, and patterns. And I paused y'all because I referred to the video I'm making about the work you all did in Module 2 discussion board down here, thinking that it was up here and it was reversed. So my other recommendation is that you read your primary source again. This may be a second or third time. That's a good thing. You want to be very familiar with the primary source, know where things are, know where you see the writer doing certain things, using pathos or using ethos or stating the purpose or using examples or using narration or whatever you're noticing about the writing, using anaphora, using antithesis, things you're going to hear me talk about in the lecture this week. Know that essay well. All right. So just a quick reminder before I scroll down that I tell you what to do, and then I kind of give you a reference for where it is, what's happening. And one reading that I didn't reference here, there's another rhetorical analysis example that's in the 9th edition. So you all, I have a PDF posted for people who have the 8th edition. And if you have the 9th edition, you can just go to the page number. And I forgot to add it here, so I will add that before I post this in D2L. All right, day 2, I want you to look at a third example rhetorical analysis. This one was published in the New York Times. This is an essay I've used for many years because you don't really see a lot of rhetorical analysis essays posted in the world. It's mostly an academic assignment, so this is one that I found in the New York Times many years ago. And so you'll be reading this. It's called A Spirit Reborn, and the primary source is the Gettysburg Address. So there is a link to the New York Times archive page, and there's also a PDF available of the essay written by an author named William Safire. And I'm going to just type his name here, and then you'll see I give you a link to the Gettysburg Address in case you wanted to look at the primary source. 2 discussion board assignments for you this week. I used to do a quiz during the week, but I've decided to do 1 discussion board and 1 journal. So first discussion board is due on Thursday, September 8th. You're going to use the video that you watched about the outline or the template for the rhetorical analysis. It shows how you can write the inductive or the deductive argument. You're going to use that template in that video to write your own template. A template is just a form that you fill in, right? Microsoft Word has templates. I can do like a flyer, and it's all pre-designed, and I don't have to worry about, the layout or the colors or anything, and I just insert text. So you're going to use one of my templates, or you can just write an outline for your essay 1. It says here quiz. There is no quiz. This is a DB and D2L. I recommend that you spend about 30 minutes on it because you'll watch the video and then you'll kind of fill out the outline. Or you watch the video again if you'd like. The second discussion board post is for you to research 2 secondary sources and to share that information on a discussion board so that other people using the same primary source as you can see what kinds of things you're researching, and it's super collaborative. You might get some cool ideas from some other writers in class, and then respond to 2 of your classmates this week. All right, review the rhetorical analysis essay instructions if you need to. You've seen them now 2 weeks in a row. It's the same instructions, no change. Just reminding you that you might want to check in with the instructions to make sure you're meeting all the requirements. I'm going to talk about this one last, you all. And then I want you to be working on your rough draft of your rhetorical analysis. I am not collecting it, you all. So if you would like to meet with me in a check-in meeting, there is a new check-in page for Module 3 and Modules 4, the same days and times that I posted before. So please use that sign-up sheet. Remember, it is a Google Sheets. You do not have permission to edit the page. You can comment on the page. So what that means is when you see a day and time that works with your schedule, you will go to that cell, click on the cell, then right-click, and a drop-down menu will appear, and you can add a comment to claim that time. So that's how that works. And I did, you know what, I am going to show that page because I think I have it open. I don't, but I think it's right here. One new thing, y'all, is that I experienced a couple of times this week with some other check-in meetings that people were showing up late, more than 10 minutes late. And so I have here in the new sign-up sheet for weeks 3 and 4 that if you show up to Zoom and we're at the 7 minutes late mark, that I'm not going to admit you from the waiting room into the meeting, because the requirement in the syllabus is that we talk about your writing, or talk about your time management, or talk about your reading, or talk about whatever it is, researching sources for the rhetorical analysis, whatever your topic is, we have to talk about it for 10 minutes. We have to talk about your writing for 10 minutes. So if you're showing up late, you're not going to complete your Zoom meeting requirement. And more important than that, actually, is that if I have a couple of meetings in a row, I can't meet with you because your expectation might be that we're meeting for 10 or 15 minutes, but I have another appointment with another student. So this is kind of a new thing I've put in place because I had to not admit a couple of students into meetings this week because they were more than 7 minutes late. And so just want you to be aware of that, that I'm definitely not interested in being late to the next appointment that a student has made, right? I don't think that's cool to make that meeting late for that next student and to get me behind as well. So thank you for keeping that in mind, that if you're that late, you might not log in and just reschedule. Okay, so let me go back to the weekly schedule and make sure I didn't meet anything. There was one thing I wanted to talk to you about. Yes, this one. So you all, we are working on Essay 1. We are not working on Essay 2. But Essay 2 is coming. It's coming really fast. Essay 1 is due for assessment and a grade by Sunday, September 18th. Is that right? Yep, I think I have the wrong date in here. So I'll fix it. But another thing I need you to submit by the 18th is a file, not revised, just a file that you have somewhere on your computer. What kind of file? I want you to find an essay that you wrote for another class in the past, and I want you to be interested in it. I want you to be interested in the topic. I want you to be interested in the possibility that you will change it, make it better, make it cooler, make it more engaging, make it lots of things. And this is what you'll be doing for Essay 2. You're going to be revising writing from your past. If you know you don't have any writing from your past that you can use, that you want to revise, why don't you go ahead and email me and say, hey, I don't have a file for Essay 2. And then I'll give you an option that you can use instead of revising an essay from the past. But I would definitely go through your essays. Maybe you have them in Google Docs. Maybe you have them in Microsoft 365. Maybe you still have, I'm not sure if you do, but you may have access to your D2L shell. But see if you can find a file you can use, because you're going to be revising writing from your past in this class. So let me know if you have questions about that. I think that's all I have for the week. I reminded you that we're postponing the first workshop on the rhetorical analysis. That'll be happening in Module 4 instead. So the writers who are assigned to post their drafts have an extra week. And I think it will benefit all of you because you see how much we're doing to find sources and know kind of the order of our essay. And we're kind of slowing down this assignment to make sure we understand the writing process. And we're learning more rhetorical concepts this week, and so there's lots going on that I know those workshop number 1 writers will benefit from. You all have a great week. I will not be online tomorrow on September 5th. The college is closed for Labor Day. There is no class, so I am not going to be checking email tomorrow or being online. So I will be back online on Tuesday, and I will talk to you then. Take care.